Flying Brian here in Heath Springs, South Carolina, where I found this roadside marker about the Battle of Hanging Rock, which requires some additional investigation. Flying Brian reporting in from Hanging Rock Historical Site here in South Carolina, just outside the town of Heath Springs. Oh, probably about 3 miles to the south of it. We're gonna go find out what the Hanging Rock Historic Site is all about. I do know that in 1780 there was a Revolutionary War battle at this site. And we're at the entrance. Let's head on down. Come down the trail only a couple hundred feet, and there are already very large rocks protruding up out of the ground. Take a look at that. Look up there. See that? That is probably where a cannonball struck the rock. What do you think? I think it was a cannonball. Up the trail a little bit farther, up on the rise, all kinds of rocky protrusions. And up here, it's not just a rock, it is a boulder. I think this should be called Hanging Boulder State Park. And it's not just one, there are numerous huge boulders up here on the top of the hill. Look at that. Look at how this tree has formed what looks like an octopus sucker against this rock. The story behind this site started over 200 years ago, in mid-1780. The American Revolutionary War had been raging for the last 5 years, and the British were desperately trying to maintain control over the colonies and unruly colonists. The British strategy to regain control of its rebellious provinces involved establishing outposts in the interior. Hanging Rock was one such outpost, and was garrisoned with more than 1,400 troops. Enter American General Thomas Sumter. Sumter was charged with harassing and destroying British outposts in South Carolina. Over in that direction is the big kind of overhang on the rock. Karen, are you up there?
Right here.
Very cool. Look at that. What's it like up there?
There's an indentation in the place where a bonfire's been built.
All right, let's go up and look. All right, let's go inside. Take a look. Let's go in here. It's almost like a big cave. Somebody's been up here. Get themselves a nice little fire. Way down that way is the Hanging Rock Creek. All throughout the creek bed are big rocks and boulders, which I assume have just tumbled down over the eons. It's likely that when the British were here, most of these trees were cleared, and the area was much more exposed than you see it today. In late July, the American general began formulating a plan to attack the British. The primary target would be the outpost at Rocky Mount on the Catawba River, 13 miles west of here. To prevent troops at Hanging Rock from reinforcing those at Rocky Mount, a plan was made to conduct a diversionary harassing action on Hanging Rock. This task fell to the regiment of Major William Richardson Davie, one of 4 regiments under Sumter's command. The plan was set. On Tuesday, 1st of August, 1870, Sumter launched the attack on the outpost at Rocky Mount. The Davie Regiment started harassing and attacking the area of Hanging Rock. Over the next few days, Davie attacked a fortified house, captured some 60-odd horses, as well as numerous weapons, all while inflicting casualties on the British troops. However, Davie's efforts did not prevent the British from sending troops from Hanging Rock to reinforce the garrison at Rocky Mount. This place is full of all kinds of little nooks and crannies that one can hide. No wonder they use this as an outpost. See if I can get up here. Look at this. Oh, look. 4, I think it says. I'm not sure. It's all very fascinating. Now let's see if I can get to the top of this one. Oh yeah, no problem. Wow. Fantastic view. This whole area would have been used by the British Army as a kind of an outpost while they were in search of the Patriots. It actually is a good spot, nice high ground, full of all kinds of protection. And let's see how I can make it back down. A lot of slippery leaves. Not killing myself. Oh, all right. Ah, success. Here's what another part of their encampment would have looked like. Plenty of places to shelter and hide. The assault on the outpost at Rocky Mount eventually failed. The American general changed gears and decided to attack the weakened Hanging Rock outpost. So on Sunday morning, 6 August 1780, even though outnumbered nearly 2 to 1, General Sumter commenced the attack. Caught by surprise, many of the British were routed and suffered heavy losses. But the Brits regrouped and began to fight back with rifle and cannon. But for some reason, the British commander, Major Carden, lost his nerve in the midst of battle and surrendered his command to a junior officer. This is where it all went wrong for the British. The battle raged for 3 hours in sweltering South Carolina heat and humidity. It ended in a substantial victory for the Americans, but a lack of ammunition made it impossible for the Americans to completely sweep the British from the field. In the end, the British had lost 192 soldiers. The Americans lost 12 killed, 41 wounded. It's interesting how a failed attempt to destroy the primary target at Rocky Mount ended up in a great victory at Hanging Rock. I'm making my way down the trail and up along the rise there is all kinds of stuff. All kinds of big boulders, usual formations. Unusual cracking in those. One has to wonder how those large rocks came to be up on top of this hillside. What would you rate this on a scale of 1 to 10, Karen?
I'd rate it an 8.
An 8! Very strong score. It is very cool up here, I gotta say. I was expecting some rocks, but nothing as big or as extensive as this. So, well worth the trip, and I would agree, an 8 for sure. Well, I think we're going to call it a day here at Hanging Rock Park in South Carolina. Remember, life's a journey. Enjoy the ride. And as always, thank you for watching.